The restaurant hummed, a gilded cage of soft light and hushed ambition. She, the titan of tech, sat alone, the weight of her empire pressed against her tailored silk, familiar, heavy, constant. Her phone lay face down, a tiny rebellion. Tonight, she craved only the anonymity of the crowd, the fragile illusion of being just a woman, simply breathing. Across the room, Daniel, a single father shaped by late nights and far too early mornings, picked at a cheap pasta dish, his hands calloused, told the story of a life lived entirely for someone else. This meal wasn't luxury, it was a hard-won truce with exhaustion. Then, the world tilted, her breath caught, hitched. A desperate plea. Her hand flew to her throat, eyes wide. Terror tore through her carefully built composure like paper. Around her, polite confusion slowly curdled into panic. A chair scraped, a gasp, glass shattered. But before chaos could swallow the moment, Daniel moved. No hesitation, no thought for his own anonymity. Years of reading the quiet warnings in his daughter's labored breathing had sharpened his instincts to a razor's edge. He crossed the room in seconds, his voice, low, firm, sliced through the rising hysteria. Move. He didn't ask, he didn't wait. His arms wrapped around her, the practiced press of his hands, a brutal, life-saving intimacy. Once, twice, then a third, decisive thrust. Air rushed back into her lungs, raw, tearing, glorious. She sagged, head bowed, hands gripping her knees, life flooding back in a violent, shuddering wave. When she finally looked up, her gaze locked with his, raw, unprotected, vulnerable in a way she almost never allowed. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice fragile, trembling. "You saved my life." He simply nodded, no flourish, no lingering. He retrieved his jacket, a quiet shield, paid his bill, and vanished into the indifferent city night, leaving behind a ripple of awe and one great, unanswered question. The next morning, the digital world exploded. Mystery man saves CEO, but she saw only the quiet dignity of his retreat, a profound absence of expectation. In a world that screamed for constant recognition, she found him, not with fanfare, with quiet resolve. His apartment was small, warm with the scent of a recent meal, scattered toys, vibrant splashes of a child's artwork on the walls. This was a life built on devotion, not ambition. "I didn't come to thank you again," she began, her voice softer than he'd ever heard it. "I came to understand." He shrugged, almost dismissive. "There's not much to understand. Someone needed help. You could have stayed," she pressed. Eyes searching his, "Claimed your story. I have a daughter," he answered, gaze steady, unwavering. She was waiting. Those words struck her, not with sadness, but with a clarity so sharp it almost hurt. All her meticulously constructed success suddenly felt thin, fleeting. Against the quiet gravity of his world, they spoke of life, of fear, of the fierce grip of responsibility. He asked for nothing, expected nothing, and in that absence, he gave her more than a rescue. Before she left, she risked one last question. "If there's anything at all," he thought. A long, weighted silence. Just make the world a little safer, he finally said, eyes meeting hers. For people who don't get headlines, she nodded. A silent vow settled deep inside her. The story faded, swallowed by the relentless churn of news cycles. But beneath the surface, something stirred. Daniel received an offer. Flexible hours, better pay, real benefits, an opportunity that wove itself seamlessly into his life. Instead of tearing through it, his daughter's school gained new funding. Quiet CPR initiatives bloomed across the city, all tied to a foundation newly devoted to silent heroes. And the CEO, she changed too. Her gaze in boardrooms lingered longer. Her questions shifted. Success, she realized, wasn't only about growth. It was about who was protected by its reach. She listened, truly listened, to the stories no one ever told. They never became friends, not in the usual way. What they shared was deeper, forged in near death. And selfless action. Once a year, a handwritten note arrived. Simple. She's doing great in school. Thank you. And once a year, he received his own, equally brief, still breathing, still grateful. No cameras, no headlines, just 2 lives. Irrevocably altered, bound by the quiet courage of an ordinary man and the profound understanding it awakened in an extraordinary woman. Because sometimes, the greatest heroes don't stay for the applause. They simply fade back into the crowd, leaving behind the soft, enduring ripple of a world made just a little bit safer, a little more human.